What's up, everyone? My name is Roy, and today I want to tell you about your liver. Your liver is located on the right side of your body, tucked up underneath the rib cage, about 3 to 5 pounds in the average human. So, this liver is amazing. It has hundreds of functions. Its main function is to detoxify and refine anything you eat, breathe, or absorb through your skin. Right, detoxify. So a lot of things we come into contact with are toxic, but due to our liver, they're detoxified. Just read the back of one of your deodorants and look at all the ingredients and some of those words you can't pronounce. Some of those will be toxic, but you absorb it through your skin, and these capillaries carry this blood, and it has to be filtered through the liver, and it's detoxified. So it takes the toxins out and takes and stores it in the gallbladder as bile. How amazing is that? You need bile. You know that taste you get when you vomit? That's bile. But it's needed to detoxify and help, with the process of producing proteins, clotting factors, boosts your immune system, gives you energy, stores up glucose. This is just some of the functions that your liver does. And we take it for granted because it's a non-complaining organ. I'm not trying to scare you or put fear. I'm just trying to give you a better understanding and a deeper appreciation for your liver, which serves its purpose day in and day out and does not complain. But due to certain lifestyles or certain circumstances, your liver can become inflamed. And that's what I want to get to, is how your liver responds to certain viruses. And this is hepatitis. Viral and non-viral hepatitis. So let me break the word down. It's a Greek word. Hepa means liver, itis, inflammation. Anytime you come across a word with itis on the end, think of it as inflammation. Arthritis, bronchitis. That's just two examples with the word itis on the end, and something's inflamed. So I'm going to get to viral, but non-viral hepatitis can inflame your liver. And a lot of people might say, I never had hepatitis. Well, maybe you have, because it's a non-complaining organ, and you could inflame your liver by certain practices, lifestyle practices. Too many prescription drugs can inflame your liver, can damage it, can even make it fail. Street drugs and prescription drugs. Overconsumption or certain kinds can produce hepatitis, but you can't pass it to somebody else because it's non-viral. Alcohol, overconsumption is bad for your liver. Your liver's drunk. It can't produce. It's bogged down, It has to store up this fat. It has to do many functions, and alcohol disrupts the harmony. Chemicals. You might be in the tire shop. You might be in a place where you're breathing paint or wax or fumes. You don't have the proper respirator on or filter. And this is carried through the capillaries in the lungs to the liver. And it has to detoxify this stuff. This is things we take for granted. But it's non-viral and it's nothing to be worried about. Pay attention though sometimes. Now, when you think of these pills they tell you to take, or these chemicals they want you to deal with no gloves or breathe, it can damage your liver. Viral hepatitis can be passed from person to person. We call it the alphabet virus because you have hepatitis A, B, C, D, and E. Hepatitis A, fecal-oral route. That's what we call it because somehow, some way you've consumed feces. Maybe somebody didn't wash their hands correctly before they tossed your salad, or before they made your burger, or for whatever reason you shook their hand, they have feces on it, you grabbed something, they have poor practices, or unbeknownst to them, feces is involved and you've consumed it. Basically, certain sexual practices. But I'm just trying to give you the route because the symptoms might look the same. But the route you get these viruses are distinct. Hepatitis A, you can get vaccinated. Lasts 25 years. It's a 3-shot process. It could be acute or chronic. Acute, meaning it's 6 months or less. Chronic, 6 months or more. Hepatitis A is acute, meaning in 6 months or less, your body will get rid of this virus on its own. You may be sick. Usually you become very ill from hepatitis A. Some of the symptoms, like I say, can be indistinguishable. Jaundice is a telltale sign that it's yellow under the eyes or skin. That's a sign your liver is not doing all its functions properly. Clay-colored stool, dark urine, fever, night sweats, fatigue, nausea. All these can be symptoms of liver inflammation, hepatitis. Hepatitis B, primarily spread through sex. It can be transmitted through blood, but it's usually microscopic tears and abrasions through sex that hepatitis B is spread. It could be acute or chronic, meaning you can have the acute version or the chronic version. Most of the time people get this hepatitis B and get over it and not even know they had it because they're asymptomatic. You can get tested. That's right. Any virus you come across, your body will build up antibodies and they can test for certain viruses. Not just hepatitis, but you know about a virus, or a little bit, especially with all this stuff going on. Your body produces antibodies. Hepatitis C is a blood-borne pathogen that's spread through blood, usually needles. Intravenous drug users, 50-80% of you will be infected within the first year. Those are just the numbers. Don't share needles, point blank period. Razors, toothbrush, anything that's blood can be involved, treat it universal precautions. You know, it's infected, just treat it as it's infected. You don't want to mess with nothing dealing with nobody else's blood. Hepatitis C can be acute or chronic. They also have medications for hepatitis C. Hepatitis D, single-strand defective RNA virus that needs the help of hepatitis B to replicate and co-infect you, or if it's chronic, super-infect you. And now you're in bad shape. Not trying to scare you, just trying to get you to appreciate your liver a little bit more. Hepatitis D. E, outside of the U.S., fecal oral route, usually poor sanitation in the water, hepatitis E. So, vaccines, A and B, treatment, C. You're either chronic, acute, non-viral, viral when it comes to hepatitis. And that's the liver being inflamed. But it's not going to complain until you're ill. And these are 4 stages of liver damage. Fibrosis, good tissue being replaced by damaged tissue. It's not too late. Your liver can regenerate. That's the first stage, is fibrosis. Cirrhosis is what follows. This is permanent scarring of the liver. Key word here is permanent because now this tissue is scarred, so now you don't have 100% of your tissue to do all these magnificent things, these hundreds of functions. Liver failure means exactly that. Your liver's failing now. Failing to do these hundreds of functions. These clotting factors, these immune factors, producing protein, detoxifying and refining everything you eat, breathe, and absorb through your skin is failing to do that. Liver cancer, hepatocellular carcinoma. You need a new liver. That's just what it is. And it's sad to say, this could be from non-viral hepatitis or viral hepatitis. But I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to give you a better understanding of your liver and how amazing it is. And then you can give it a little help by paying attention to a lot of these things and practicing universal precautions, meaning treating all fluids from another person as contaminated. You don't want to commingle until you know what you're dealing with, especially blood. I thank you for your time, and this is one episode of the Peer Health Educational Program. Thank you.